Chapter 1.1.2.8 Owners and Dependents. In Kubernetes, some objects hold ownership over other objects, such as a replica set owning a set of pods. This ownership relationship is distinct from the labels and selectors mechanism used by some resources. For example, a service creating endpoint slice objects uses labels for the control plane to identify which endpoint slice objects are associated with that service. Additionally, each endpoint slice managed on behalf of a service has an owner reference to prevent interference from other Kubernetes components. Owner references in object specifications. The text explains the concept of dependent objects in Kubernetes, which have an owner references field that references their owner object. This field contains the name and UID of the owner object within the same namespace as the dependent object. Kubernetes automatically sets the value of this field for objects like replica sets, daemon sets, and deployments, among others. The owner references.block owner deletion field controls whether dependents can block garbage collection from deleting their owner object. Kubernetes sets this field to true for dependent objects that have a controller, like the deployment controller. It is noted that cross-namespace owner references are not allowed in Kubernetes. Namespace dependents must have namespaced owners in the same namespace. Cluster scope dependents can only have cluster scoped owners. In version 1.20+, certain scenarios where the owner reference is invalid or unresolvable can lead to warning events being reported. Users can check for such events by using kubectl getEventsA bash field selector equals reason owner ref invalid namespace. Overall, Kubernetes manages the relationships between dependent and owner objects automatically, but users can configure these relationships manually if needed with caution. Ownership and finalizers. When deleting a resource in Kubernetes, the API server allows the managing controller to process any finalizer rules for the resource to prevent accidental deletion of resources still needed for the cluster to function correctly. For example, a persistent volume with the kubernetes.io/pv protection finalizer will not be deleted immediately if it is still in use by a pod. Kubernetes also adds finalizers to an owner resource when using foreground or orphan cascading deletion, ensuring that dependent resources are managed appropriately before or after the owner is deleted.